Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another week of Iowa High School football scores. I'm your host, Blake Walker. It's a little bit later this week. I don't know when you're hearing this. It might be on a Monday. It could be on a Sunday afternoon. Probably going to be Monday. Scores were very slow to come in this past Friday night. Unfortunately, that's becoming a trend. So we're just now getting in most of the scores. Almost all of the scores have come in here. And I'm going to go over what we saw on Friday night. You're going to be hearing me say rankings here in this version. The RPI came out last week, and we, along with Bound, ranked the top 16. So if your team is top 16, they'll have up to 16 in them. In Class 2A through 8 player, only 10 teams got ranked. So if you hear a ranking, that's what it's for. All right, let's start out with Class 5A. Marshalltown defeats Ames 26-21. Number 11 Sioux City East defeats Des Moines Lincoln 54-6. Number 9 Iowa City High defeats Davenport North 56-27, and number 10 Johnston defeats number 16 Council Bluffs Lincoln 56-7. Number 2 Iowa City Liberty defeats number 12 Ankeny 28-20, and number 14 Ankeny Centennial defeats Roosevelt 45-3. Prairie defeats Cedar Rapids Jefferson 56-7, and Southeast Polk upsets number 13 Waukee 31-28. Number 7 Dowling Catholic defeats Urbandale 49-28. Cedar Falls defeats Dubuque Senior 38-0, and Bettendorf, who's ranked number 1, defeats Davenport Central 48-0. Iowa City West defeats Cedar Rapids Washington 56-21. Still no score for Pleasant Valley and Muscatine, which is ridiculous, but I can guarantee you Pleasant Valley did win that game. Dubuque Hempstead, number 15th in the RPI, gets upset by Cedar Rapids Kennedy 45-14. Number 8 Linmar defeats Davenport West 55-6. Waukee Northwest upsets number 6 Ottumwa 65-13. And Valley, number 4, defeats number 3 Waterloo West 49-0. In Class 4A, number 4 ADM defeats number 13 Ballard 28-10. And Glenwood defeats Dallas Center Grimes 20-17. Norwalk defeats Council Bluffs Jefferson 45-0, and number 1 North Polk holds off number 9 Indianola 22-21. Boone over Des Moines North 40-0, and number 12 Spencer over Sioux City West 41-0. Storm Lake defeats Denison Schleswig 36-27. Number 5 Lewis Central trailed 24-7 against number 14 Winterset. The Titans come all the way back and win 28-24. Number 2 Decorah defeats Marion 56-14, and number 7 Western Dubuque defeats Waterloo East 42-10. Number 15 North Scott downs number 10 Clear Creek Amana 28-7, and Clinton defeats Burlington in a thriller 34-32. 1-5 Bondurant goes on the road and upsets number 6 Gilbert 31-28. Newton defeats Carlisle 45-11. Newton was ranked 16th in the RPI. Number 8 Xavier defeats Oskaloosa 54-8, and Waverly Shell Rock defeats Mason City 40-15. In Class 3A, Knoxville defeats Creston Creston defeats Knoxville 70-0. Number 14th ranked Clear Lake defeats Hampton Dumont Cal 36-0, and number 6 Bishop Heelan defeats Boyden Hull Rock Valley 37-6. In a battle between number 1 and number 2 comes out on top. Number 2 Humboldt defeats number 1 Algona 21-20, and Harlan upsets number 5 Nevada 24-21. Number 10 Mount Vernon defeats Fort Madison 56-7. MOC Floyd Valley gets past Sioux Center 35-14. Number 3 Sergeant Bluff Luton defeats number 15 Carroll 21-0, and Webster City wins over Charles City 42-21. Assumption runs past number 12th ranked Washington in an upset 34-6, and number 16 Benton upsets your Grinnell Tigers at the 9 spot 38-7. Rough going for Grinnell. Center Point Urbana defeats Central DeWitt 28-17. Fairfield rallies and defeats South Tama 33-29, and number 13th ranked Independence defeats Maquoketa 69-0. Mount Pleasant over Keokuk 34-7. Atlantic over Perry 35-14. Number 4 Wahlert Catholic defeats number 11 West Delaware 17-14, and number 8 Williamsburg destroys number 7 Solon 42-13. In Class 2A, scores look like this. Anamosa defeats Comanche 49-14. Number 5th ranked Kemper Catholic defeats Sadell 49-0, and Clarinda defeats Sheridan 47-7. Okoboji over Clarion Goldfield Dallas 49-21. Cherokee Washington defeats Unity Christian 26-14. And Central Lyon George Little Rock upsets number 9 Western Christian 23-7. Forest City defeats Esterville Lincoln Central 33-27. Spirit Lake defeats Garner Hayfield Ventura 49-13. Still no score for Interstate 35 and Clark. West Lyon at number 1 defeats Sheldon 50-0. Greene County defeats Southeast Valley 10-7. Number 6 Northeast defeats Tipton 36-14, and Monticello defeats West Liberty 28-21. Mediapolis over Davis County 49-20, and Jessup over Iowa Falls Alden 35-6. Mid Prairie over Central Lee 48-14. Crestwood defeats New Hampton 28-27. North Fayette Valley is a forfeit over Olwine. North Fayette Valley gets the win. Waukon drops their game to Osage 42-6. Number 8 Roland Story defeats number 10 Des Moines Christian 28-21, and number 4 Van Meter continues to roll. They defeat Centerville 54-0. Union defeats Vinton Shellsburg 42-6. West Burlington defeats Alvia 49-7, and number 2 PCM defeats West Marshall 49-7. Your Class 1A scores look like this. Number 1 Grundy Center defeats Alburnett 41-13. Beckman Catholic upsets number 2 Regina Catholic 28-15. Good win for the Trailblazers. 5th-ranked Wilton defeats West Branch 39-20, and Pella Christian defeats Cardinal 62-12. Sumner Fredericksburg over top of Central Springs 54-12, and Sigourney Kyoto, ranked number 8, defeats Colfax Mingo 62-26. MFL Marmac defeats Denver 42-6. Number 3 Dike New Hartford over Applington Parkersburg 42-0, and Columbus Catholic defeats East Marshall 26-21. Pleasantville over Eddyville Blanksburg Fremont 48-22. Number 4th ranked Emmetsburg defeats Eagle Grove 64-0, and Woodward Granger gets past South Hamilton 49-12. Number 7 South Hardin outlasts Hudson 34-21. Underwood over Missouri Valley 41-6. MVA-COU versus Lawton Bronson. MVA-COU gets the win. Number 9 Hinton defeats number 6 OABCIG 19-13. Great game over there. And Ogden drops their game to West Central Valley 28-16. Ridgeview over West Sioux 22-7. AHSTW defeats Red Oak 42-28. Grandview Christian over Nottoway Valley 48-8. Sioux Central over Pocahontas area 43-6. And number 10th ranked Trainer, defeats Shenandoah 36-6. Manson NW Webster defeats East Sac County 35-6, and Cascade over Durant 34-12. Class A looks like this. Number 2 ACGC defeats Mount Ayr 40-14. Bellman Clemmy defeats AGWSR 26-21, and Akron Westfield defeats Alta Aurelia 29-15. Wapsie Valley over BCLUW 46-0, and Wayne defeats Central Decatur 30-6. Columbus defeats Van Buren County 48-7. Postville over North Cedar 14-8, and Clayton Ridge defeats East Buchanan 33-14. Highland defeats Louisa Muscatine 41-6, and Kingsley Pearson defeats West Monona 21-14. Number 1 ranked West Hancock over Lake Mills 60-6. Number 4 Lisbon over Danville 50-7. Logan Magnolia defeats St. Albert 14-10. Linville Sully defeats Martinsdale St. Mary's 48-7. Nashua Plainfield drops their game to North Butler 22-0. Maquoketa Valley goes on the road and upsets number 5 North Lynn in a very impressive game, 35-16, while Madrid defeats North Mahaska 41-6. North Union over Newman Catholic 29-28. Pekin defeats Wapello 57-0. Riverside throttles number 6 Earlham 41-6. Big win for the Bulldogs, and Sibley Cheatham defeats Hartley Melvin Sanborn 48-14. South Central Calhoun over Panorama 41-12. Galen Catholic over South O'Brien 56-21. Galen Catholic is ranked 8th. North Tama drops their game to South Winneshiek 44-36, and ICAM Manning defeats Southwest Valley 13-6. Number 7 Tri-Center defeats number 9 Woodbury Central 34-8. Great showing by the Trojans. Number 3 St. Ansgar defeats West Fork 53-0. MMCRU defeats Westwood 41-18, and Bellevue upsets number 10 Starmont 40-35. And finally, on to the 8-player class. Springville defeats West Central 49-7. Number 6 Audubon defeats Collins Maxwell 36-24. Number 9 Bedford over Lamoni 77-0, and Belle Plaine defeats Twin Cedars 88-0. BGM defeats Melcher Dallas 95-6, and number 2 Bishop Garrigan defeats number 10 GTRA 52-38. Boyer Valley over Siouxland Christian 47-12. Central City over Lone Tree 62-8. And number 7th ranked Gladbrook Rhinebeck defeats Clarksville 49-8. Glidden Ralston defeats Coon Rapids Bayard 48-6. St. Edmund over Colonesco 43-6. And number 3 ranked Don Bosco defeats Turkey Valley 62-0. East Mills outlasts Exira EHK 50-44. And East Union defeats Murray 64-36. Easton Valley over Midland 61-21. Waco defeats English Valleys 60-12. Fremont Mills outlasts Cam 40-28, and GMG defeats Meskwaki Settlement 52-0. Number 8th ranked Iowa Valley defeats HLV 74-36, and Key gets past Central Alcater 44-0. Number 1 Lennox defeats another unbeaten but not ranked Southeast Warren 55-8. Montezuma defeats Baxter 55-44. Moravia defeats New London 36-20, and New Alfonda drops their game to Arweva 34-13. North Iowa defeats Harris Lake Park 46-40. West Bend Mallard defeats Northwood Kensett 42-6, and Riceville over top of Waterloo Christian 57-0. Sydney defeats Stanton 62-20. Number 4 ranked Remsen St. Mary's outlasts number 5th ranked Woodbine 46-30. Tripola over Dunkerton 66-26. Griswold over West Harrison/Wheating, 66-49. Winfield Mount Union defeats Mormon Trail in a forfeit, 68-8. And Edgewood Colesburg defeats Calamus Wheatland, 84-31. And unfortunately, we will end it on a no score. Janesville versus Rockford is still not in. All right, well, that will do it for me here on the high school scores show, if you want to call it that. Appreciate everyone for watching and listening. We'll be back next week for Week 8 scores. Thank you for listening, everyone. Enjoy your day.